Good morning, students. Welcome to Swayam Learning Point. So we are back again. We are with chapter number 5. That is the second lecture, Mass Media and History. So let's get started. Okay, in the previous chapters in the previous lectures, we have seen the different types of newspapers. So we are moving ahead with it, right? Deen Bandhu was a newspaper which was started by Krishna Rao Bhalekar, and he represented the masses. Represented the masses means he completely, whatever the issues, what were the social issues, or what were the issues faced by the people, was portrayed by him in the newspapers. So whatever articles was portrayed in the newspaper, it completely was the issues faced by the masses, faced by the common people, and that is why it said he represented the masses, he represented the common people. Kesari and Maratha, these were the two other newspapers which were started by Gopal Ganesh Agrakar and Bal Gangadhar Tilak. These papers used to cover the social and political issues, the social, you can say the evil customs followed in the society, right? That was portrayed in the newspaper, and many political issues, what were the political turmoil situation which was seen in that particular period, was also published in this newspaper. Kesari spoke about the national situation, what was the condition of India, and not only that, they also published news articles pertaining to political affairs in India. So these two newspapers, it covered basic intention was to cover the social and political issues. So in the beginning, I said, when I started with the first lecture, I had already specified that all the newspaper used to publish articles, used to cover articles pertaining to certain social and political issue. Okay, at that particular time, whichever problem was prominent, that particular you can say issue was picked up and it was published in the newspaper. Magazines and journals, periodic magazines. So what you see across the slide is nothing, magazines and journals. So you have periodical publications. So you have books like India Today, Women's Era, Reader's Digest. Okay, these are basically the magazines and journals. They are periodical after a particular period. They are basically published. So some magazines and journals are published weekly. Every week it comes, like some are monthly. Every month one particular publication is released. Some are quarterly, maybe every 3 months you have one. Some are 6 monthly. In 6 months there is one edition coming out, and some magazines and journals are just published once in a year. These certain chronicles at no fixed time. Certain magazines or supplements, extra journals or magazines, they don't have fixed time. Every day, like a newspaper has got a fixed time. Every day you have the newspaper coming or the news is delivered to you, right? The chronicles do not have any fixed time. Maybe one particular, like the Lokmat paper which has got that campus book coming, right? Thursday you get that campus. It doesn't have any fixed time. Sometimes 1 week you may find. Sometimes right now because of this current situation, we don't find that campus book coming along with the newspapers. So these are basically chronicles which doesn't have a fixed time. They may come, or sometimes they may not be published. So it's not mandatory that these chronicles has to be published. No, it's not mandatory. Okay. Now, Digdarshan, and there was the first magazine, the first monthly magazine, which was started by Bal Shastri Jambekar, and second was Pragati. It is a defunct journal which is edited by Trambak Shankar Shejwalkar. It wrote about Maharashtra's history and social movement. So defunct journal means right now you don't have this magazine, and this particular paper, or you can say journal, it completely wrote about the Maharashtra's history and the social movements, the social issues faced by the state of Maharashtra, and the movements which was launched to completely eliminate the social issues. These were basically covered in the newspaper Pragati. Bharatiya Itihas आणि संस्कृती, that is the current periodicals, and Marathwada Itihas Parishad Patrika. So these are the periodicals, you can say the magazines which is published after a certain period of time, and that is why they are basically termed as periodicals. After that, right now if you see, we are into an electrical or digital journalism, so it's termed as an ultra modern periodicals. Okay, right now if you see, we have ultra modern periodicals, you have electronics, we are tech savvy, techno savvy, right? Yeah, these periodicals, a major subject or prime subject of these periodicals is history, and one of the most fascinating subjects with the electronic media or digital journalism picks up is basically history, which is a very prime subject, and many web news portrayals. So you have portrayals, means in simple words it's the sites, right? You have social media, and you have so many web channels which gives you a complete idea about the history. So it's one of the electronical or digital journalism, and in simple it's basically termed as an ultra modern periodicals. Okay, then came into existence radio. Radio was the first IBC, that is Indian Broadcast Company, was the first private company to broadcast daily programs. So daily program, prior you never had television, you had radio, and the news used to come, information used to be conveyed to the masses through radio, right? And daily programs, like it can be regarding the weather forecast or some advice to the agricultural farmers. So everything was basically conveyed with the help of radio to the masses. Then ISBS, okay, later on IBC, Indian Broadcast Company, was taken over by the British, and they renamed it as ISBS, that's Indian State Broadcasting Service, because as it was taken over by Britishers, they changed the name from IBC to ISBS, and on 8th June 1930 it came to be known as Akashvani, or it came to be known as All India Radio. So this is nothing but the transition period, or you can say the transition period, yeah, absolutely, transition period of radio, right from a private company from IBC to All India Radio, which was launched in the year 1936, 8 June 1936. Okay, not only that, this All India Radio, it is completely under the Ministry of Information Broadcasting. So in Ministry of Information Broadcasting means you cannot release unwanted news, right? News which will create a ruckus among the people, or it may flare up a communal riots. So whatever information is broadcasted through radio, it completely is under the control of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. So what does it do? It broadcasts government programs and policies. Whatever government policies and programs are launched for the people, that is basically broadcasted with the help of radio, right? It got the name as Akashvani on the suggestion of poet Narendra Sharma. So the poet Narendra Sharma felt that it should be given a different name, and that is how the All India Radio got the name as Akashvani. It was named as Akashvani. Now this particular Akashvani, it started broadcasting special programs, especially for the farmers, the workers, the youth, and the women. So many a time, at that particular time, people were not acquainted, people were not aware about the government policies and programs. So to get acquainted with the government policies and programs, this was the best media through which information could be conveyed to the masses. Vivid Bharati also, they used to broadcast program in 24 languages and 146 dialects. So they covered 24 language and 146 dialects, the languages spoken. It used to cover such it used to broadcast program in so much varieties. And right now, if you have the radio, we have Radio Mirchi also, where we have the jockeys anchoring the Radio Mirchi, and we know what is this. So this is basically what you can see, the transition of radio from Indian Broadcasting Company to the radio. This is the travel, you can say this is a journey of the radio from private broadcasting to that right now under the Ministry of Information, and right now it's called as it's, you have Radio Mirchi also. Okay, after that we went one step ahead, that was a television. It's one of the most effective audio-visual media. Audio-visual media is something which I can see and I can hear a person speaking, right? So it's always said that if you see something, it remains in your head for a much longer time. The limitation it went beyond the limitation of newspaper. Newspaper has its own limitations. You see an accident taking place, or there is some natural calamity. The person takes a photograph and then it is put in. Then it is it is put in the newspaper, right? Over. But when you come in the television, when you have television, 24/7 you get updates. Okay, right now the casualty number is this is the scene. So the limitation, somewhere else there is a limitation for newspaper. That is basically covered by television, and television was inaugurated by Dr. Rajendra Prasad on 1st May 1972, and on 15th August 1982 we got permission to provide national and international channels. Right now, if you just have your remote in your hand and if you surf through the channels, you find right from Republican India to you have BBC, NDTV, Star Sports. You have so many foreign channels on your screen, right? So what is this? Permission was basically given on 15th August 1982, where we got a permission that we can have national and international channels. And right now, sitting in the comfort zone of your house, it is possible for us to know the happenings in any part of the world, that with the help of international news. So this is basically the main medium is basically termed as an audio-visual media. Simple word where I can see and I can hear. That's basically termed as an audio-visual media. Okay, importance of mass media. Now, importance of mass media, right? First, what is the importance? It provides fresh news to its readers. Okay, you always get the latest update. So you have the morning cup of tea with a newspaper in your hand. You come to know what is the happening, what is the current status, is there ample rain in and around Nasik. You get all the information. It unfolds a background of an event in the news. So background, how did it take place, where did it take place, maybe there was some sort of accident, whose blunder, whose mistake was it, whether it was just because of a bad road or because of extreme weather condition, right? Newspapers have to resort to history. So when newspapers are reporting news in detail, they have to have a background of the incident, right? They just can't stand there and just speak anything what comes. No, they have to go back and then they have to report. So what does the reporters usually do is they try to compare it with parallel events. Maybe the same incident has taken place 10 years back. This was the condition which happened in the past. So they try to draw a parallel event. They try to compare it with a parallel event which happened in the past. And past event may be printed in a separate film. That is, whatever had taken place in the past, they will put it in a new format, saying, oh, this was a blunder, or this is the arena where we could have been little more cautious. So always when the news is reported, they always compare it with the parallel events which have taken place in the past, and that gives you a very clear idea of the happening of a particular event. Now, critical understanding of information. You have to understand the information. Information must be reviewed critically. You have to analyze the information, because when you are putting up a newspaper or an article in a newspaper, it is read by n number of people. So whatever articles you are putting, it must be critically analyzed, whether it is fake, whether it is true, and then only you ought to publish the same. Scanning of information, whether it is a fake news, whether it is a real news, you need to find out of it before the information is published. Okay, before the information is published, you need to get into the details, whether the information is really a real one, whether it's really truth or untruth, whether it's a fake. You need to critically analyze it. Okay, there goes a story in Germany. I'll just see you the story. There's a on the screen you find in Germany, Stern, a German weekly magazine, had published so-called handwritten diaries of Adolf Hitler. Okay, we'll go with the story. There was a weekly magazine in German called as Stern. Okay, after the Second World War, everybody wanted to know in detail about Adolf Hitler, and there was a craze among the world. Everybody wanted to know his aspect, his in detail, his aspects of life. Ki kya tha banda, kya tha. At that time, this magazine, it's a weekly magazine, was not very much in circulation. Okay, it was not very much compared to the other weekly magazines which were read by the readers. They had very less number of readers. One fine day, the German weekly magazine's demand started increasing, and the number of readers in a day went to such a huge number that other weekly magazines were completely astonished. They felt that a magazine which had very less readers, all of a sudden it had a large number of readers. They felt that something is something is really fishy. So when they read the magazine, they read that the magazine used to publish the handwritten diaries of one page of Adolf Hitler. So Adolf Hitler used to have the habit of writing diaries, and every day he used to write it down. So this particular newspaper got the diaries of Adolf Hitler, and every day they used to publish one particular page of the diary in the magazines, which became very popular among the people. So people used to flock to buy this particular newspaper only to read the handwritten diaries of Adolf Hitler. The other weekly magazines, they went deep into it, and they found that it was completely forged. Forged means it was not a real diary. It was not the real diary which was written by Adolf Hitler. It was a fake. Now the German weekly magazine, what was a blunder done by them? They did not scan it properly. They did not critically analyze it. They just got it by paying a huge amount of money, and they just started publishing it. And later on, when they realized that these diaries were not the diaries which were written by Adolf Hitler, it was forged, it was completely untruth, it was completely unreal, it was not written by Adolf Hitler. What happened exactly here? The magazine completely failed to critically analyze or understand the information. Already so many people read it. So what happened exactly? Somewhere the magazine people realized that it was a blunder on their part. They should have realized that they should have critically analyzed the same before publishing it in the paper magazine. So that is why we say you need to critically analyze it. You just cannot blindly close your eyes and publish articles in magazines or newspaper, which can have a very bad impact. The best example is the Stern, a German weekly magazine. What happened to it? Right? Okay, professional opportunities. Where do you find opportunities? You can be a part of an editorial column in editorial column is there in newspapers, where you can give your opinion, views. There are small columns where you would like to talk on some topic, you can. There are articles. So many people write, even small kids write articles for small magazines, maybe a poem or the experience the person faced and came across in his life, that is also written. Professional experts, you have people who come on debates. You have seen so many news channels like Republican channels. You have debates, right? So who are coming into, who are experts, who are the panel, who are into debate, they don't come they just don't come blindly. They come completely prepared. So they have a very I can say in-depth knowledge about the history. Reviews, you can review this is good or this can be done. Reviews are given. Maybe a particular newspaper writes about a certain political party. You can review the actions of the political party, saying this was not the way it should have been written, this was not the way it should have been spoken. Reviews also can be given. So in terms of professional opportunity, in terms of mass media, you can editorials, columns, articles, experts and reviews. These are basically the arenas where you have n number of professional opportunities. Thank you so much, children. Be safe, stay home.